What's up, everybody? Ignore the broken timer and broken song. I blame everything else except, well, oh well. Okay, we have a TMCR tournament race. Swiss round 1. Salsa versus Elayne. This is going to be fun. It's getting ready to start, so let's get over to the actual scene here. And then I will introduce y'all's comms, which we have Myth and Lunastick. Say
Yo,
hi.
how's it going?
Hey, everybody.
If I sound very disorganized, it's because I very much am right now.
Yeah, everyone missed out on Aero's screaming for the last 5 minutes as everything was
Everything was
meltdown.
breaking. I got it though. Everything's working. The race is about to start. So for the most part, I'm gonna leave it to these guys. I'm gonna mute and hopefully nothing else breaks on me.
Thanks, Aero.
Yep.
Yeah, we got two
Have fun.
relative newbies here. Zawza and Elayne only have like a couple of weekly races under their belt. This is both their first tournament. Should be a pretty even match.
Yeah, it can be debated a little bit. Salsa has been around for a while, so just not really racing that much. Where he had a sword out of Sphere Zero.
Yep, there it is. First sword. Got nice pink and baby blue color scheme. Oh, okay. Elayne's not going for the typical intro. They're instead going to head over to. Oh, they're missing out on the ocarina in the Wind Tribe, though.
I don't think Elayne's going to really be putting that off.
Yeah, this looks like a Eastern Beanstalk and then Quick Orb, or not? Okay,
Yeah,
that was a little wraparound thing.
Yeah, I've done something similar, but I think I typically do that after Wind Tribe if I get an early sword.
We also got a map check, which is a bit rare in these settings, but Zawza checked the map, and we have a non-required palace and non-required fortress, which it's not really valuable information in these settings, because you're not going to be fighting bosses, ideally.
Yeah, I know that we've seen in the last few games in this round that the only reason why you really care about the map check is for crypt.
Yeah, and Green Chew as well. They're gonna know that Green Chew's gonna only have one item on it, and yeah, crypt they can skip basically the second half of. They just grab the stuff at the front.
So we also have our mitts now.
Yeah. Mitts and Ocarina this early is super good. This could be a pretty fast seed. One of the real nice things about having an early Mitts is that you just don't have to backtrack anywhere. You can just do the Mitts checks in obscure locations on your way through, instead of having to go back like an hour into the seed after getting the Mitts and going, oh, where do I go now?
We also have Trilby access, which is always nice. And we got our first book.
Have we had a Yalari check so far in the tournament? I don't think we have, right?
I
haven't been keeping up with every match, but I would think it's pretty rare.
I know at least, yeah. I think we got close with Nesmith. But
Hendris claims one. Hendris checked the Yalari.
Okay. I wasn't sure about Hendris also. I'm like, I know that Hendris, when Hendris had the chance, he was at 49 figurines, so I wasn't sure if Hendris had gotten the last figurine before that or not.
I know Hendris did Blue Chew. Ooh, there's the second sword. Yeah, 2 swords in 3 minutes already. Like, all they need is one more, and the seed is blown wide open. Because we already have a spin attack as well, so it's literally just the sword that's stopping Western Wood access.
So I guess the last big item that we care about with these settings right now is the flip.
Yeah, there are other items that help out a lot, like cape.
But flippers will give you almost everything that you actually want.
Yeah. Bombs as well. Remember, bombs are important. They lock a lot. And then, yeah, it's going to be some other items like Gust Jar and Cane that open up things.
Yeah, no, there's always more.
Oh, don't forget the Grip Ring and the Veil Foolskin Stone. They are... You don't really consider them as like super important items in a typical seed, but in these settings, they lock so much.
I might also be undervaluing them a little bit based off of a seed I did recently.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they are very strong because of the Veil Fool's water location, the water cave there. It's got so many items, and with obscure locations as well. We've got Atlantis settings on, so all of the underwater items are randomized in. There's like 15 checks in that cave. Elayne in North Hyrule, and Zawza's coming to join her. Also, both of them are showing off some of the obscure locations which you wouldn't see in your default or standard race settings. Obscure locations.
Unless if you were in desperate need to farm some money.
Yeah. They typically are only money, and in certain places they are your standard kinstones, the green, red, and blue varieties, but which aren't really important for the rando.
So
now I think
that Elayne's going to do Minish Loop before Corey.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the question they have to ask themselves right now: is when do they go over to Minish Loop now? They don't have bombs, so they won't be able to get back quickly. How many items do they want to orphan in the rest of the map before they head over to the Minish Loop? It might be worth doing it. Oh, actually, no. I was about to suggest a save scum, but actually, in these settings, save scums are really bad.
There's the red sword.
And there's the red sword. So
That's
yeah, it looks like
huge.
They're getting saved out of going to Minish Loop that way. I think Zawza should be picking up their red sword relatively quickly here.
He's taking a slightly different route towards it.
And he gets the boots too. Alright, that's a couple of more checks for Zawza to do, but I don't think that they should be putting off that red sword for a while, and they'll have the bonus of having the boots, which means that they can go into caster as well, which Elayne won't be able to do. Depending on what they find here. Oh!
Whoa!
Wow. Okay. What do you do? Right, here's all of your items. Now what? You just rush check density.
You wouldn't be surprised if you put off caster in this situation just because you can't get the ocarina warp.
You can. You got the flippers. You can just push
you
swim around the back. And there's the cape as well. Oh. Okay.
Actually, I could also see Zawza putting off.
Elayne, no! No, skip Percy! You have so much better stuff to do.
And there's a key.
Oh, yeah. Wow, Trilby was absolutely loaded.
I don't think Elayne is going to put off that cane before she actually needs it, though. That's kind of a place I'm going to check along the way to Crandall.
Yeah, I think because it was her first time into Trilby, she was so eager to just rush rush into Western Woods that she didn't get those. But you're not going to be putting off Krenel, and you'll definitely get it on the way to Krenel, especially with the bottles.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that that's team location is a game changer for Zelda.
Yeah, we keep on finding items as like, oh, that's going to be big, but then the other person just picks up the other copy. Because we do have plentiful settings as well, which means that there are duplicates in the item pool to make it even easier. Yeah, this is a baby seed indeed.
Elayne doing Dark Nut before Western Woods being sought. Which
Nice Dark Nut kill.
Book number 2.
Clean. None of them are. Oh, they're both doing these under. Okay, Elayne's doing it. Zawza is instead opting for Percy. Not sure why you'd want to do Percy instead of those 6 checks.
Yeah, Elayne just hadn't gotten to those 6 checks yet. Zelda just completely bypassed them.
Yeah, time for the last beanstalk here, the huge Rupee Mania horde. I mean, we've already got everything. I don't know what else we need right now. Probably a grip ring. Oh, that's a lot of nothing, isn't that? Spin scrolls, but fast split and great spin.
You'll take those. Those two do save time, or at least fast split does. So you take it.
Yeah, great spin isn't really that great in these settings because you're just not fighting enemies in this. But I guess the extra scroll count helps with getting to do Great Uncle Herbert a little bit earlier.
So Elayne is probably going to get to Hype Cave first.
Droplets. Oh yeah, definitely Hype Cave on the way to Droplets, but yeah, it's definitely the correct call right now, I think, is heading over to Droplets, and just the general lake area, because there's so much.
Yeah.
Ideally, you would be picking up your Grip Ring and then the Veilfall's Kinsling, because that's kind of the only things you're missing right now to get, like, 90% of the checks in the game.
Yeah, just knowing these settings.
Yeah, that's... Oh, there's a Grip Ring.
Oh, okay.
Elayne is missing the cane, though. That might have forced her over to Krenel. You also have to consider that these two are new, and Droplets is a terrifying prospect on this health. Being on 6 health and going into Droplets isn't ideal.
Especially since near these runners really do any of the speed runs. So they're not used to being on low health.
Yeah, like in the any percent in glitchless speedruns, you're pretty much on 5 or 6 HP going doing Droplets. I mean, in any percent, it doesn't really matter because you don't fight much. But in glitchless Templar Droplets is an absolute death trap.
Number 2,
and there is Elayne's cane. So, oh my god. All of the duplicates are super early as well. It doesn't matter that they're missing out on these items because they're just finding them in other quick locations. But yes, 6 heart droplets is a terrifying prospect.
So we're basically already down to just looking for figurines. And there's Yalari.
Yeah, I guess the only other item they need is bombs. A bow could help if they want to do some stuff in Castor and Fortress, but it's not really required right now. Like, they could just completely ignore a bow for the rest of the seed.
That was book number 3 for Elayne.
Is it book number 3?
Yeah, Elayne got a book off of the caster Darknut.
Are there no duplicates?
No, not of books.
What is this seed?
Zawza did skip the second book for now.
Yeah, Zawza's also still missing their grip ring from the cave in Lon Lon.
That is understandable. Hopefully, for him,
I hope they're not putting that off till bottom bag, just to
yeah.
get both the checks at the same time.
I mean it's sensible in some ways, but it's going to be kind of bad in this instance. It looks like.
At this point, it has to be a sub 1 hour seed, right? Possibly not. It's going to rely on where actual figurines are located. The seed could just be awful and give you all of the items early, but then just hide all the figurines towards the later end of the seed. Like, we could have 20 figurines in Palace. But also, the lack of kinstones that they're picking up now is also incredibly good. They're just getting items, but then no figurines. So sorry, not figurines, and no kinstones, so that they're not getting forced into early palace or fortress. But we're getting a droplets dip. Another huge horde of items here.
Especially these two. Especially this left side.
Yeah, we're going to be checking the underwater locations as well. Underneath each of the waterfalls is 6 items.
Maybe thorough to make sure she's not missing anything there, which is very easy to do.
You absolutely don't want to do that. I remember one of the first times I did Obscure Rupumania. I lost a Dark Horror Castle small key in an underwater one of these spots here because I swam around and wasn't thorough enough and missed it.
There's a waterlogged lamp.
Yeah, so Elayne opting to ignore the lily pad ride on the left-hand side, just get the underwater checks, and then go and do the rest of the dungeon. But Zawza's going to be doing the lily pad ride instead, so it will be slightly different routing here in this dungeon. Elayne's got the option to dip out a little bit earlier, because they could just go now instead of going on the right-hand path.
Yeah, or also doing the right-hand path is faster than the lily pad ride if you're planning on doing on a full clearing.
If you're planning on full clearing, yeah. I really don't think that Zawza is going to full clear. I think they're doing this because they're not confident at the dark maze, or they just don't feel like doing the dark maze right now. So they'll do this and then quick warp and check a couple of the right-hand side checks, but then not do the entire dark maze.
Yeah, that's basically what this earlier pad is saying, that Zawza is not going to be doing right side anytime soon. Because Zawza definitely knows that going through dark maze is faster. Elayne is bailing on the entire. Okay.
I guess they feel like they have enough checks in other places. You have to pace yourself. You can't just get all of the items early on and go, okay, I'm going to dip out of these places early and go and check as much check density as possible, because you still need to hit 50 figurines. So you have to do enough checks to get those 50 figurines. You just want to be making sure that you're picking the 50 fastest ones, and it's a real judge of how dense the seed's going to be for the racers to judge when's the perfect time to leave. That will give them still enough checks so that they'll do all of the fastest checks possible, and then be done at their 50th figurine and go and finish as quickly as possible.
And there's Cloudtop's number 2.
Zawza showing off the lily pad respawn. If you reload a room as the lily pad is in mid movement, it will respawn to its default position, which is in the top right hand corner of the screen, and it skips you having to do the ice block puzzle in the bottom left corner of the screen. They are opting to take the lily pad back now over to the last chest here. I would opt to skip this and just go for the last rupee path and then leave. Oh yeah, Aero does bring up a good point. If either of the runners wanted to do the Dark Maze right now, they wouldn't be able to get all of the checks because one of them is bomb locked. Though I don't think that should matter too much because it's one check, and it's not something you're going to be coming back for.
Yeah, it's one check in Plentiful. I don't think that would really play into it.
Yeah, it can't have anything that forces you into going there later on in the seed.
Here comes the dog food. Okay.
He's also getting bullied by the pestos. Use the boomerang. Throw the boomerang across and it'll kill them. Yeah, fun fact, boomerang is really good against minish-sized enemies. It will kill pestos, and it stuns the minish-sized enemies for a very long period of time. Yeah, the bow and the boomerang have this like alternating quirk associated with it. The bow is awful against minish-sized enemies, but it's really good against full, like regular-sized Link enemies. And then it's the opposite way around for the boomerang.
Where are we going now? Oh, that's right. This obscure spot.
I don't think Zawza's full clearing droplets, but they're sticking around because there's still definitely more checks you want to do here. Like, it's not slow to do these checks here, and they're just planning to not do Dark Maze, or get to a point in Dark Maze and then call it, and then just leave and then not come back. Did we get a shop check?
I don't think I was paying attention, but I'm pretty sure Elayne would have at least checked the shop. So I'm sure that we did.
Yeah, we have had a shop check. It is nothing. Yeah, Elayne is doing a little bit of clear up in Lake and in Lower Vale Falls. I think their next port of call is Krenel.
Almost certainly Krenel. You still probably do not want to be doing Minish Loop yet.
Yeah, no, definitely put off Minish Loop until you get your bomb bag. I think one of the worst places the first bomb bag could be right now is in Minish Village.
Or even better, Vanilla.
Oh, okay, that's just mean. Could you get a bombless seed? It would probably be faster just to not do green shoe, right, and just clear the rest of the seed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, if that's the case, you're almost hoping that you can beat the seed without bombs.
But we're theorizing that the seed is awful, but to be honest, it's proved the complete contradiction to that so far. It's been the best.
So if there's something huge here on Yolari, that will be pretty big for Elayne, just because I don't see Zawza coming back to do Caster Darknut anytime soon.
Yeah, if there's first bomb bag here on Yolari, that's going to be a huge swing. Yeah, Zawza is sticking around here in Dark Maze. They they've been pretty much full clearing this.
And
he gets the bomb bag! That's huge! Oh, that play by Zawza has absolutely paid off, sticking around in droplets. Many people would have left way earlier than now, but getting that bomb bag is a huge swing in Zawza's favor right now.
Yeah, they are close. If you want a rough idea, at least for these settings, as to who's in the lead, you can just look in the bottom left of their screens. It's not perfect. In this case, it's pretty accurate just because Salsa just found that bomb bag, but that's a good rough indicator of who's winning.
Oh, and then he gets her bomb bag too! Yeah, this seed, it's like, no, we're not going to let anyone get an advantage here. We're just going to be giving out all of the items to everyone.
Okay, yeah, so basically your rough, so basically the seed is saying, the way to tell who's in the lead is just look at the bottom left of the screen.
Yeah, that's the only way we're going to be able to tell. And we'll also kind of also have to take into account if people have rushed to check dense locations, then they're going to have a higher figurine count for a short while until the other person catches up.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Elayne's been concentrating more on check density than Salsa.
Yeah,
So...
yeah, definitely. Now, the question for Elayne is guesswork going to be right, and is she going to be able to she's going to be rushing check dense locations more now, so she should be getting a figurine advantage just by rushing check density. The question is, will they be able to get enough figurines later on in the seed? Because you don't want to be stuck on like 49 figurines and only have really awful slow checks left to do. You want to just quickly grab the next one and be done with the seed.
You know what would be awful with the seed? Because I know this is possible. If 10 of the figurines were on pet items and DHC.
That would be pretty bad. Yeah, you never really know with these seeds until afterwards, and you look at the spoiler log, how many of the figurines were just not accessible. Because we do have 70 figurines in the item pool, and the runners only need to get 50 before they can go to the sanctuary and finish the seed. We don't know how many of them have actually been randomized into Dark Harrow Castle, which is currently inaccessible in these settings. You can't go there. So those are just impossible to collect figurines, which gives some variance into this, making it a little bit different each time you play it.
And compared to other games that have their Triforce signs.
As a Cloudtop's Kinstone. Gotta keep an eye on the Kinstones, because that's basically the last important item that we need to know about, is going to be the Veil Fool's Kinstone. But also, really importantly, Zawza's still missing that grip ring, so they need to try and find another grip ring somewhere, or get themselves over to Longlon Cave.
Oh, even if there were no extra figurines, it would randomize them into places that you could reach. Just that extras get treated as junk and get placed randomly, which can include inaccessible places.
Oh yeah, even if there weren't 70 figurines, we could have just made it 50, and you have to get every one, all 50. The randomizer logic will make sure that all 50 of them are accessible. But currently, it just makes sure that 50 are accessible, and then, yeah, any more just gets thrown in with junk. Alright, Elayne's doing the Malari's Mines digging checks. There's 8 items here.
Oh.
So Elayne knows where they're going next. It's just check density to check density in this seed. We are not even at the at the 30-minute mark yet, and we are already at halfway through the figurines.
And we can basically...
Elayne has 25. Oh yeah, and due to the seeds being just... we cannot comprehend. Zawza's gonna pick up another Veilful Skinstone, like in this cave or something.
Elayne hasn't done this cave yet, yeah. Imagine having had your cave for 30 minutes and not immediately checking Goron Secret. Because that actually isn't small play this seed. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, where does Zawza want to go now? I think this is lower Veilfuls. Yeah. Oh no, wait. Okay, they're just gonna do more checks in Lon Lon, and then in the meantime, Elayne is heading into Cave of Flames. Did we get a visual check, or are they just...
I think that they're just going there.
That's perfectly valid too. You can save a couple of seconds by just assuming that there's going to be items there, because there's 5 locations there, so just do the entrance section, grab those items, and... Okay. Yeah. There's a Tingle.
Yeah, it's only Tingle Trophy, so...
Wait, equip Ocarina, equip Warp, check Tingle, rush Tingle. No, okay, this isn't. This is going to be a Krenal Beanstalk. But Zawza going to Minish Woods and getting a sword.
There's probably a sword here in Krenal or in Veilfall, so I don't think I really care about swords with these settings.
Yeah, Blue Sword isn't huge. It's Crypt Access, which they don't have Graveyard Key for anyway, and then a couple of slow checks, which you don't particularly want to do.
And there's the Palace checks, but then yeah, you don't really care.
Have we had anyone go to Palace in the tourney so far?
Yes, I did see at least one match where somebody at least did Palace Rupees. I don't remember where.
I don't expect anyone to go further than Palace Rupees. Well, yeah, Zawza did get that, get the bomb bag, and they're still missing the grip ring, so yeah, the play for them was definitely to come over to Minish Woods and go into Deepwood. They don't need to, they don't really want to go to Krenal right now.
Yeah. Hopefully for Zawza, the second grip ring is... Because at this point he's saying he's not doing that cave without... Well, actually, no, he can now. He has the bombs.
He does have the bombs, yeah. I thought that's what they were going back to do, but they didn't in the end.
So,
right.
This is... So, yeah,
so we're calling it Zawza Cave now, right? In Lon Lon.
Yeah. If Zawza loses this, then yeah, I think we have to call that Zawza Cave. Oh! The other grip ring in Krenal.
There's only 2, right?
Yes, there's only 2.
Oh, yeah. No, Zawza has to get that grip ring from Lon Lon now.
Played nice with Elayne there. That's always nice.
Yeah, Elayne
Yeah.
is going for the rain check. We have been seeing people skip the rain check just because it's a little bit slower. But when you get to the top of the beanstalk, you can just quick warp at that point. I don't think Elayne did any of lower Crennel, right? They just
They
went
did the
straight to...
bomb. They did the first bomb, and they did a Mountain Dew.
Yeah. They didn't do the lower left corner.
No.
But they did get that Veil Falls Kinstone, so they have more important things to be getting on with right now. Meanwhile, Zawza in Deepwood, really the only thing that they can be getting here is figurines. Nothing else is going to be too important right now, even if they get a bow or some, like, caster kinstones. It's
Maybe Karloff Metal would be kind of what you're looking for that we haven't seen.
Zawza does have 2 Cloudtops kinstones, but Elayne has 4. You know what? I think Elayne might get enough Cloudtops kinstones on their way up through Veil Falls to be able to do all of the fusions. I'd expect a Wind Tribe dip, but I don't think they'll get the blue sword before they get to go to Palace, so...
I mean, it's still definitely possible. There's, 3 more swords that we haven't seen?
And how many of them are in Palace?
That is
I mean,
a
is
quick
it... Yeah. Is it that bad getting a load of swords in Palace in this kind of seed where... all you want is red sword early, and that's what they got. Yeah, the blue sword wasn't even late either. It was just hanging out in the entrance of Minish Woods.
Which only just hasn't checked yet.
It did need either Flippers or Cape to reach, which was in Trilby?
Well,
it was in Western Woods?
We had early Ocarina, so Flippers, Cape, or Kane could all reach that.
Yeah, Ocarina and Kane together would have done it, and the Kane was accessible prior to Western Woods, so you could have got your red sword there, but it would have kind of been a bit... it would definitely been a slow play, because having to use the Kane to do the tornado glide through Lon Lon isn't fast.
Yeah, the vanilla way. I still I'm still waiting for the seed where that turns into a cruelty point.
Well, required item on required flippers on
it would be
Lake Cabin.
Required. Well, it would have to be both flippers and cape block there, so it would be like required. So it'd be required vanilla cane required for cabin. That would be the best way to put it.
I guess also not just the cabin either, but
the entire south area, yeah.
Like it would also count Goron Cave and the Witch's Hut and all of the things in North Minish Woods. Well, Zawza is going for Green Chew, which he knows has 1 item. Did they clear? I think they checked all of the dungeon items off. This is why they're doing it. They've done the rest of the dungeon items in the dungeon, so they know that this has to be an item. But in the meantime, Elayne doing...
wait, there's our graveyard key.
Yeah,
so
the Veil Falls Cave gets that graveyard key. Yeah, the upper veil wasn't as good as what we were hoping for, really. Were there any figurines in there? Was there like
Yeah,
one?
there was one. There was one.
Zawza going for the baby strat here on Green Chew. Just stand above a pot and you just stand still and it will you eventually suck it. I mean, what we want from this seed is to rush check density and get figurines.
Yeah, we're...
Also, I guess another Cloudtops Kinstone for Elayne. It would be great to be able to do Wind Tribe on this trip. I'm not sure if Elayne... Oh, that was a caster Kinstone. Would have got excited for a half second there when seeing that Kinstone. Elayne is going to opt to actually do the fusions, though. They're really hoping that there's going to be another Kinstone here. If they do, then they'll just put the last Kinstone into the one by the entrance and be able to go up into Wind Tribe.
There's bomb bag number. There's our bomb bag number 3. That's bomb blast.
Yeah, that is that is 30 now for Elayne. It's always really nice getting your second bomb bag because 10 can be a bit restrictive and you have to be worried about it. Zawza gets another sword. That is 4 sword for Zawza. So back to town then? Do some town checks. Yeah, it turns out all of the swords are actually super early, or at least all of the swords you needed to get to be able to unlock the 4 sword was all super early. How big is this seed? Like, how many spheres? Is it like 3, 4 spheres?
It feels like it. There's our first shield.
Elayne going for some of the hardest jumps here in Cloudtops. You can go for some really tricky strats here in Cloudtops. You have to do practice a couple of these jumps to be able to get them consistently.
And even then, you're not going to get it 100% of the time.
Oh, practice makes perfect.
We'll do that. We'll talk about that when we see any percent get a world record on 0 OGs.
That jump is part of the Hundo route, and I don't think there's any like top 3 Hundo runs that have that missed that jump. And there's also an even harder jump as that we also do from where Elayne drops down here. You can jump over to the right-hand side where the sky sharks are over a really large gap, and you only have a very small window to do that jump.
Goldfish clues.
Yeah, so I mean, Zawza is missing that grip ring, so the Veilfall's Kinstone doesn't really mean too much for them.
Yeah, but...
Oh, Elayne's getting the shark in an awful position. Normally you would want to it to be heading directly
north, yeah. So that
you want to be standing still on the edge, and it will be going perpendicular to the edge. But if it's going diagonally, it can be really tricky to land.
So I guess Zelda does rushes town at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the only thing Zelda can't do in town at this point is Dr. Left.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just that the power bracelets that block that.
And he also can't do Yalari.
Is Dr. Left something you really do though?
I mean, if you're doing Fallon anyways, you do. But if you've already done Fallon, you won't probably.
What was that? Is that a spin attack at? It was either a spin attack or a sword at the Orphan Fairy there.
Yeah, it could be either or in this case.
Yeah, because Zawza held up a invisible item, which is a progressive item if you've already maxed out your progression, and he's already maxed out all of his spin scrolls and his sword. So it had to be one of those. But Elayne is back in town as well. I think we're going to see both of them hit town up at the same time. A little bit of route convergence here.
Kids.
It's a Cuckoo game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Elayne.
So, Elayne, at that point, you should have just gone ahead and done Fallon.
No, that was the right play though. You do Fountain. You go for Cuckoos early. If you make a mistake, you just dip into Karlov or whatever and just do the checks. Yeah. We don't have a drowned Cuckoo emote anymore. It was Dax's emote, but they replaced it. Sag.
Okay, so now we're clearing out Swiftblade.
Yeah, my fail emote now is is currently this, which is the Gus during the P-hat during P-hat clip in any percent. Zawza is going to go for Cuckoo game though.
Elayne's probably doing Tingle Trophy at this point. Oh no,
Yeah.
she's doing. Looks like she's actually going for a full Mensch loop.
Yeah, completely untouched. We'll be getting both of their swords.
And a spare ocarina.
Yeah, and that's all of the Cuckoos for Zawza. Just some arrows.
No, I think we've only really seen Sphere Zero Town and its Staking Cave.
I mean, Elayne did do Under the Library pretty early on in the seed.
Yeah, that's true too. Sorry about that one. But when you're thinking of town, yeah, we've missed out on quite a bit of it.
So there are 5 in the pool, and I believe there's 2 extra?
Yes, 5 plus 2 extra. And I think there's 2 extra spin scrolls also. So that put...
I think other than those 2, the majority of the other items only get 1 additional copy. I guess Kinstones...
There's 1 extra Veil Falls, 2 extra Cloud Tops. I forget about Caster, though.
I don't know if Caster's 1 or 2.
Yeah. There's 2 extra Kings, 2 extra Ocarinas, I think.
Zawza is going for a fountain play. Oh, Elayne.
Oh,
Getting really bullied by these pestos.
just jump, Elayne. They can't knock you off the path if you're in the air.
Yeah. When you're on that second stretch of the path, you can just hold your boots, and then... Boots is an absolute lifesaver on ice physics.
Yeah, it sounds like
you don't get the sliding. Ooh. I guess the fountain play turning out to be worthwhile is getting a kinstone, a figurine, retaking the lead. We're both of our races here have been incredibly close on figurines throughout this whole race. They've only been a couple of figurines apart at most.
Yeah, the big difference though is Elayne is getting it has the grip ring, and Elayne just did her map check, so he's probably not going to do green shoe. Which was just junk.
There is a remote bomb in the fountain for Zawza. They only have one bomb bag, so that's pretty handy. Can be make sure they don't accidentally waste any bombs.
Now we're getting our first look at Talmage.
That is Zawza's first shield, because we saw the other shield in Krenel, I think it was?
It was Cloud
Which they haven't
Tops.
touched. Was it Cloud Tops? Yeah.
Cloud Tops, top left digging.
But yeah, Zawza critically is missing out on that grip ring in Lon Lon Ranch. In the Zawza cave.
Yeah, I think we now have to call it the Zelda cave.
Yeah, it's approaching 50 minutes now. They did every other check in Lon Lon. Every single other one, but they forgot that cave. They even went back. They took a really slow route later on to like walk around Lon Lon, but they didn't go back to that cave. They went to one of the obscure locations, but didn't go into the cave itself.
Yeah.
That cave's an absolute classic for missing out your items, because you get your red sword and go, oh, I can rush Western Woods now, and then you go rush Western Woods and get all of your items. But then you just completely forget about that.
Because you had your red sword well before you did that cave.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just typically in other settings you do that, but yeah.
Well, Zelda's taking a figurine lead, but it might still be Salza's just general lead, because he's not getting sidetracked into doing Veil Falls and Cloud Tops, which was relatively dead so far.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I would have expected Elayne to have way more figurines now, having to have gone to such more check dense locations like Upper Krenel and Veil Falls and Cloud Tops. But the seed doesn't care about check density when it places the items.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Zawza is pushing the boulders for the pillar chest in town. They are planning on doing that. Oh, are they going to do a vanilla Krenel without grip ring?
It's not going to pay off, unfortunately.
They can get to Cave of Flames, but they're just going to have to do the Mountain Dew routes, and it will take a little bit longer, but they'll be able to get the Wind Crest at Cave of Flames, so it's not the worst thing that could happen.
Oh yeah, no, it's not the worst thing that could happen. It's just... It's just a nice, decent chunk of time that Elayne will be able to make up.
Oof. Elayne going for the one cycle on the Madapillar. If you can do a great spin, you can kill the Madapillar in one cycle with the level sword she has, but accidentally knocked into the Madapillar, killing the great spin, so didn't get the one cycle.
Yeah,
But
Elayne
calling it there. That's enough deepwood for her.
Which, we know Green Shoe was nothing. I don't remember what was in the basement. The lily pad basement, so... So that is the right call for this seed.
I'm pretty sure not doing Green Chew is mostly the right option, especially if it's an element.
Coach off, this isn't vanilla climb because he doesn't have grip ring. It's only the first half that's vanilla, and that's not that bad.
Yeah, they're only doing the Mountain Dew route, not the vanilla climb. Ooh, that is 10 figurines left for Zawza. Elayne has to get 14. But it is another bomb bag for Zawza, so that's the
all of our bomb
fourth one.
Yeah, that's all of them.
Are there no extra?
No, because there's already 4 and you only need 1. So they didn't get, so none got added for plentiful.
Kind of explains why bombs seem to come up so much later than other items in these settings, because there's just no extra ones thrown in, so they just turn up at the regular rate.
There's the big butterfly.
The big butterfly. I heard that's a meme at the moment with the bugged D icon on the text. Yeah, someone kick Hendris. Get him to update Zawza's tracker.
It's a vanilla bug. That's what it is. It's not a rando bug, it's a vanilla bug. That rando exposed.
Yeah, Big Butterfly has already been patched. But we aren't playing on the patched version.
Well, it's not even, the patch hasn't even been released yet. It's just patched in the dev release.
It's in Leo's mind. I think some people consider typos and incorrect text as bugs in games. No, Zawza, you can't climb up that way.
And we get Tingle now, finally.
No, Zawza, you can't use the Gust Jar to go the other way. You have to pull the mushroom.
Wait, I don't think I saw, did Zelda skip the playground?
I didn't see a playground check. I don't think they did.
No,
Elayne should be doing it.
Today, barfing. This is the only race today. Plenty of them tomorrow.
One race tomorrow.
Oh. Or are they all Sunday? Yeah. I thought there were a bunch over the weekend. Oh well. Not a big deal.
It's going to be late tomorrow as well. It will be 2 a.m. On Sunday for EU. But yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. I think Zawza's felt like they've put so much time getting up to Cave of Flames that they should clear out the dungeon. Does Zawza have a way of finishing right now without getting the grip ring?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely more than 8 checks that we haven't seen that aren't blocked by Grip Ring. So it's definitely possible.
They haven't checked caster at all, have they? So they could do that, right? Or
Yeah.
did they have the warp point there at least?
That I do not know. No,
well, hopefully they push the boulder shortcut in Western Woods so that they can walk to Link's house, which they definitely do have, and then they can dash over to the left and head to caster quickly that way. There's a second caster kinstone for Elayne, but Zawza has none. Yeah. Absolutely none.
The only issue that Zawza might run into is if there's a lot of at this point, it's if there's a lot of figurines in Palace.
But Elayne's going for a Royal Valley dip. They do have the graveyard key, so they can make their way through.
And they know that they only have to do the front half of...
Yeah, this can be very fast. They could pick up a bunch of figurines here if they're distributed here.
Also, this is a rando change. You can answer whatever to these questions. You don't have to actually answer correctly.
Yeah, just hold the button down and have a 15-second break. Happy 1 hour, everyone. Yep, guaranteed sub 1 hour seed here. Yeah, it just shows with these settings, like, you can get so many items early. It doesn't really tell you how quick the seed's going to be. It's all about the figurine distribution.
Oh! On Dompe. On Dompe.
I think Elayne's going to go to that as soon as they're done here. They'll warp to the... Veil Falls Kinstone, because they've done all of the other fusions. It's just the one by the entrance, so it's going to be a very quick Wind Tribe trick for them.
Yeah, she's going to finish Valley here, and Crypt, and then probably...
There's a bow.
And then you're going to rush Wind Tribe. But then after that, Elayne has some questions, because she really only has dungeons left. She's been clearing through the seed pretty quickly.
I guess you got the bow stuff in caster, but I think that might be enough. I don't think she'll have to touch dungeons from this point on. She does have 11 figurines left to go. And Zawza is on 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure Zawza is actually... After doing all Cave of Flames, I don't think Zawza has enough.
Right, yeah, Zawza has all of these digging spots now. They're digging in the wrong spot. There isn't an item located there. I think they're pulling up the thing on their tracker so they can see. Yeah, so they got the first one there.
Yeah. They don't know exactly where it is or how to tell. They are missing one. But
yeah, there's the one by the big table in the middle. In the Discord, we do have a really handy doc which shows the exact position of the digging spots here, so you don't have to guess.
There's the 5 sword on Elayne's side.
Yeah, Zawza's really giving Elayne a strong opportunity here to catch up if they keep on missing all of these digging spots.
Just so that way you can tell. The way that you can tell if you don't know exactly where they are, whether or not you got the spot or not, is the dig item doesn't jump away from you after you dig it up.
Yeah, the random ones fly off to the side, but the non-randomized... Well... Sorry. The RNG drops, which are determined by the game's RNG, not the randomizer, just like random luck ones they fly off to the sides, but the ones that are logically part of the seed don't. They just hop on the spot.
So Elayne has.
That is Zawza's first Cloudtops Kenstone. Wait, no, sorry, this is their third one.
You mean caster, first caster?
Wait. Okay, their tracker's just not updating. Their personal tracker on their own stream. Because it said, I thought that said Cloudtops. The text on screen says Cloudtops and Swamp to make it easier to see instead of Caster, because Caster is a little bit harder to discern.
I was just going by what the tracker tracked. I saw Caster pop up. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's Elayne got access to Wind Tribe. Going to go into there now. Is Zawza going to follow Elayne into?
Elayne did not activate the Wind Crest. That means that we're probably seeing a Palace play.
Really? Well, I guess if they just don't want to come back to.
I mean, actually, it might be good. Good idea.
I think you just never activate that ever, because if you need to come through here, you warp to Link's house and go up the portal. It's just an unnecessary text box.
But it takes longer to walk around when you do that.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. That's like last case, like worst case scenario at this point. You're 8 figurines from being done.
I still think that it could actually make sense for Elayne to just full clear Palace at this point. It has
possibly.
The most
it's in the cards right now. Yeah, like
it has the most items for it, so
I think the rupee is as far as you want to go. I think the bow checks and caster are something you don't want to miss out on. Like, if you're one away, you can go and grab that. Instead of, like, what's your next check after the rupee spots in Palace? You have to go either to pot push or keep on going through the dungeon and then get the moblin and then...
Well, there's one on the way.
Well, it's Keysy as well, so you can go directly to the boss key chest without any worries.
Yeah.
But it is a Palace tip from Elayne. No Rock Breaker has to smash these skulls one at a time. Zawza's picking up a lot of figurines there. They just picked up another 3, so they've only got 4 left to get. Elayne has to get 8.
Oh, this is definitely getting close.
Yeah, Zawza is over in Caster. Did they get that bow?
No.
No, where was the bow again? The bow was in the graveyard, wasn't it? So they don't have access to that. Nice roll. Just rolled right through that figurine. But that is number 47. They've only got 3 left. Elayne doing the Wizrobe fight here. I'm not sure if I would have done this. I think you skip the Wizrobe fight and just go up and spot the visible rupees and then leave.
Especially since you don't have the quick kill available. Either of the quick kills, because you don't have remote bombs.
You don't need remote bombs to do the quick kill here.
Well, that's the easy. Well, that's the easier of the 2 quick kills. But...
It's very difficult to get the quick kill with remote bombs. You can't do them in perfect cycles. You have to have regular bombs for that. Yeah, the remote bombs let you get it a little bit faster, but if you want to get perfect cycles, you use regular bombs.
Yeah.
All right, Elayne going for the jump. Gets it first try. That is
dead.
It wasn't worth coming into Palace. But Zawza's gonna... They've only need to do 2 checks left, and they're going for hiking. They're going to be doing the Minish checks here in Swamp, hoping that they're going to get their last couple of figurines and be done.
What do...
Town has a bunch of figurines. Yeah, so Elayne has to get 7 now. I guess they haven't touched any of these really fast checks here in town.
There's Karlov Metal in one of the hiking locations.
That could have been a get out for Zawza. I think you might want to have quick warp to there, go back to town, do that, and then just have a quick rehash and double check you don't have any super fast checks left that you can go and do, because hiking's really slow and there's only a couple of items here.
Bear Cape.
Elayne's now needing 6 items. 6 figurines. Going for another try at Cucker Game. We did see it was just an arrow refill, so it's not going to be a figurine on here. Yeah, that's one of the really tricky parts about the ends of these seeds, is when you're on like 48, 49 figurines, you've checked all of the fastest checks you can, and you've only got stuff you don't want to do. It's a real test of your patience. There's a Swampkin Stone. That is the 3rd one we're aware of now, so that is a way of getting to Fortress. I don't think we'll see Elayne going to get that figurine and going to Fortress, though.
So does Elayne do... So Elaine's about to do Cliff Ledge.
Did they do School Garden yet?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, yeah. Has Zawza done that? Because that's absolutely something you do now if you haven't already.
Zawza did not. I know Zelda did not.
Yeah, absolutely. Bail from Caster right now. Go to town, get the figurine house, hand in the Karlov medal, and also get that get the School Garden. There's your 2 items.
Well, he might be doing that soon because he's about to get his 3rd book.
Elayne going for the fountain play. Did we see figurines in the fountain? I think we
saw one figurine.
Something.
Yeah, we saw one figurine, and we saw remote bombs.
Yeah, that's right. It was remote bombs that were in the fountain. Yep, last book for Zawza. That is a 3rd area of town opened up to them. They really should be going to town right now. Yep, they're hovering over the cane. I think they've got an idea of what they want to do. Oh, they're doing Tingle! Right, that's 5 figurines left for Elayne.
I'm sure that both runners are completely nerve-wracked right now. Zawza for being so close.
Oh my god.
And Elayne,
Zawza is getting so many checks that have no figurines.
and
Elaine's got 4 left. She's closing the gap.
And Elaine's nerve-wracking. She's like, I've been here for so long with so much of the map open. Where is all... what has my opponent done to get everything? While Zawza's just like, I'm so close. What do I need? What am I missing?
Yeah, it's not like Zawza's wasting time and not getting checks. They are doing checks, it's just not... None of the figurines that are on any of these checks that they're getting.
How much of caster are you doing, Elayne?
Yeah, Zawza's doing the. I think they forgot to do to push the block at the end of the Mitz cave, and they don't want to go all the way back, so they're going to just use the remote bombs to get to this chest. Yeah, Elayne checking the bow items here in caster.
I mean, at this point, Salza Cave could also actually just end up saving him if these last two figurines for him aren't grip ring locked. Because
I mean, were there though?
And there's still a bunch of checks we haven't seen. But there weren't a lot of checks locked. Veil Falls
had one.
Big difference, though. Yeah. But Veil Falls did have the graveyard key, which led to the bow, which could lead to a lot of figurines in Fortress, too. So that could be another game changer.
And where does Elayne go? Does Elayne go to...
He's going to Droplet.
Lake? Is this a Droplet?
There were quite a few... there was a good amount of things in Dark Maze, so if she goes there, it'll be okay.
Yeah, they haven't touched it at all. That might not be the worst play right now. I was thinking maybe Cave of Flames, because they haven't touched that at all. Elayne, I think, has to go into a dungeon now. They've done so much of the overworld. Yeah, Zawza has had no figurines for about 10 minutes now. It's absolutely losing their mind. They're going to Castle Courtyard. Yeah, this is droplets. This is going to be the second dip into droplets for Elayne. I think there's enough figurines, right?
Yeah, I think there are. I remember seeing a bunch. Salsa just get a bunch of stuff when he was in droplets earlier.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Zawza did differently, was they stuck around in droplets and picked up quite a decent amount of figurines.
And Elayne was just getting those figurines somewhere else, which is why it kept so even.
Nice swag strat there, doing a bonk on the wall to hop over that gap. Little bit of showboating.
This was a wallet, we don't care.
Or it's a safety strat. There is a figurine for Zawza. Zawza is one figurine from being done.
This could really go either way at this point.
Was there a figurine in Royal Valley?
Don't remember. I remember this first check was flippers, the second and the fairy was junk. Yes, really? Leo, it is. That is bonking is in logic and linked to the past, because there is one room in the final dungeon that you cannot reach without bonking. Even though it's an optional room, there's no way to get to it without bonking.
And very interestingly, there are 0 applications of doing a bonk to reach over a gap in Minish Cap. Absolutely no use whatsoever.
Was there... Oh, this could be it for Zalza, because we didn't check Cliff's chest. So if there's a figurine there...
Will they do it, though?
They opened up the bomb wall. I think that they went this first because they knew that they couldn't climb the wall.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They didn't have grip rings, so that's what they're doing here. That is 2 left for Elayne. They are one apart right now. Zawza can get this here if this is the figurine. But the clones die! This room! You do not want to be doing this room right at the end. With all of the levers that are killing your clones!
Where the map for droplets was, okay. You never... I don't know, I don't remember if Salsa went back to that. Oh boy.
Elayne also has the rupee path.
There were 2 in the Ruby Path. There were 2 in the Ruby Path, I remember.
Right, this is end game for Elayne. Does Zawza get another item here? They're going through Cave of Flames. Oh, this is so slow. Oh, it's going to take so long to get to
I think this is going to be Elayne's. This is so close. But yeah, this is too slow for Salza. He's not going to make it.
Elayne doing the dark room jumps there without the lantern. Don't need it. And that's both the figurines for Elayne. She overtook at the last seconds at 50. Zawza's in a really slow part of Cave of Flames and does not have the opportunity to catch up now.
Oh, my. Yeah. Poor Zawza. Not getting that ring almost saved him, but it's going to cost him in the end.
It all fell apart at the end. It's so important to get your end game down. I mean, they were doing checks, they had things planned. It just didn't work out. The seed just did not put any figurines into places that they planned to do.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the closest race of this round.
I mean, have we had any races finish where both runners have 50 and they're both heading to castle at the same time? It's 50 for Zawza.
The answer is yes. Yes.
There was an execution difference here. Absolutely, it was close enough.
Yeah, that lever, the cliff chest room might have been enough to overturn this. That is how close this is. Oh, was a great match.
Yeah, it's not so close that we would consider this a draw. This is, if it's within 3 seconds, then we would go for a closer inspection to see how close it was and determine if it was a draw or not. But that is GG for Elayne.
That is... Wow.
And Zawza very shortly behind. What a close one.
Yeah, this was so close. The difference is any one of these could have made the race. Also checking what's going to now be his cave, not messing up the cliff chest, not doing green shoe. So many things could have turned this around. But yeah, so
we do have both of our runners in the waiting room now. And yes, also GG's for Zawza.
Yes, GG's. GG's, you two.
Yeah,
great.
GG's. What a close one.
Amazing. I cannot explain how much my hands were shaking at the end of that.
I think I can understand. I felt the same way a few times last tourney, but you did very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, both of you did really well.
What was with us being like barraged with figurines right at the beginning, and then once we hit the 20 mark, we had nothing for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
That's kind of what happens when you have the entire map open to you.
Yeah.
Where was the grip ring?
It's in a cave. It's
Bomb
called. It's in Zawza Cave.
Yeah, I heard Zelda Cave, but which one is that?
It's
The
Lon Lon
Lon
Ranch.
Secret Cave, the one with the red sword. One that
Okay,
you.
yeah, I
And then
wouldn't
there
have
was
done
a
that.
second one on the beanstalk, and I
Yeah.
laughed.
It was the only grip ring you could have got.
Okay, if you want to know why I went to Cave of Flames at the end, is that because I had no figurines for like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not
It
going
makes
to do
sense.
I'm not going to do a loan check because I won't get a figurine, so I lose the most dense location, even if it's low.
Yeah, no, it did make sense.
When
In
I
your
was-
case at that point.
When I was warping out of Castor Wilds, I looked at the map and I went, do I want to do Cave of Flames or do I want to do Droplets? And then I realized I still had second Rupee Path, and that would be, even with Dark Maze, probably way faster than trying to slog.
I went to Droplet solely. So the bomb bag there was my first bomb bag.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was without bomb bag for quite a while.
Yeah,
No,
I was.
you
oh,
guys
picked
no,
up
I
at
can't
the same
do.
time.
At almost the
I
same
can't do
time.
the. I can't do the
It was a
teardrop.
different bomb bag, but they were at the same time. Like the joke of the seed was, you guys were so divergent, and then you would get one item, the other one you would get it somewhere completely different 20 seconds later.
Yeah, like with the canes, I think it was Zawza that picked up the cane in Trilby. Elayne, you skipped out because you got the red sword a little bit earlier, but then you picked up the cane after you ocarinaed and went to Lake. So
I think my
There were
red
so
sword
many
was
canes.
was Talons. My red sword.
Yeah, no, you both got the
Yeah.
same swords, and you both got the same swords, so that's not a.
Yeah, I saw extra swords and I was like, welp. Oh.
Yeah, and I had like no figurines for so long.
yeah,
Yeah.
just
For a very
panicking on
long
48. Like,
Yeah,
where
and
is it?
I was watching every time there was a break. I was watching the race room.
I kept glancing at the race room and I'm like, I kind of wish I had, hide results right now because I keep glancing at it while I'm trying
But
to.
I have the race. I don't have it open, but I open it when I can. So I didn't know you'd finish. And when I go to the pad, I look and I'm like, oh, Elayne's finished. Oh, she finished 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah, it
excited
is
to
the
watch
closest.
the VOD.
It's the closest one we've had so far. I don't think we've had anyone else who's finished a minute apart within a minute.
No. I know we haven't. This was so close. So many things could have turned this one around. So many things did turn it around.
And I think it goes to show that these settings don't really it can be super nice and give you a load of items early, like with this, but that doesn't really tell you how fast the seed's going to be. It's all about
the
where the
problem-
figurines are.
The more items you get early, the more places are open. And I saw a Lon Cave for so long, and I didn't want to go there.
It's a fast one. It's right by an ocarina point. You can go there and check it in 10 seconds.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I like
Oh.
Lun Lun for that reason.
Also, boots in Lon puddle was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the boots were
that was, I
another
think,
one.
They were my second pair of boots, and I just
Yeah.
laughed.
Well,
I was
I
like,
got
that's
the
convenient.
I got the boots, and I'm like, oh, I can do the tree now.
Yeah, your bomb bags were another one. You got your first bomb bag doing Dark Cave. Elayne got hers from sewers because she did the Caster Dark Nut well before you did, so she went and did Yolari right away.
Yeah, I saw my third book and I was like, I need to do that next time I go into town.
What was that Yelari?
Money.
Okay, I wanted to go to Yelari, but I was okay. So what's more important? So do I prefer to save time or to a myth scream on restream? Because I
Well,
was missing a single figurine by the end.
Yeah.
For me, it was nice because I grabbed Yolari and then I just did sewers, which was another 3 checks, so it was nice and fast. But I kept thinking I kept seeing green in town, and I'm like, should I be doing town? So I kept trying to grab things as I went through town, but it kept nagging at the back of my mind.
I mean, that's
I like
pretty
town in
typical
these
of town.
settings. Town
Yeah.
in these settings is a when you're not sure what to do, you go and do that. But you should kind of try and avoid town as much as possible. If you've got something really obvious that is check dense and fast, you want to go and do that instead. But then, if you want to collect your thoughts a bit, just go back to town and do some stuff there in the meantime.
Okay, so something else. You want to know why it took so long to go to school?
Why?
Because when I did well, and I thought that okay, I do well, and then I push the block and I do the pulling chest in the middle, and then I go to school. And I push the block, I'm like, okay.
Oh,
So-
you go backwards through there.
Yeah, but I didn't push.
It's pretty slow.
Why that? No, because you're already you're doing one chest and you can go to the school right after from below.
Yeah, you do the pillar and then the under the school chest. But you have to blow up all of the blocks on the way back. But if you just
Yeah.
ocarinaed in, you quick warp to that ocarina point. You do
Okay,
2
then-
rolls and you're in school.
Okay, yeah, but anyway, I hadn't pushed the block.
Yeah, we saw that. You didn't.
Yeah, that was like I slashed. I was not happy, and that's why I didn't do school, which had
Wait,
nothing
Coach,
in the end anyway.
really? Really,
Yeah.
Coach?
It is incredible.
7 spheres.
7 spheres. I remember
There
right
is
in the
nothing in
middle.
school anyway because there is nothing anywhere.
I
So
remember.
how spheres work is that the randomizer has sphere 0, which are locations that you can reach without any items at all. It will put a set of items into these locations, and then with that, it will look at what else is available to acquire in the seed, and all of those will be considered sphere 1, and then it will repeat the process to fully flesh out all of the checks in the game. So it only took 7 loops of that to fill out the entire game. That's how many items were available early on.
Normally,
I've seen some with, like,
you
sphere
average
20,
closer to like
like-
16 or 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen 15, I've seen 20, but 7 is crazy.
That's also with plentiful, and we had
Okay.
a ton of items early on.
Okay, so I opened up the spoiler log for basically the only main item that we didn't see. And power bracelets were Cave of Flames, Blades chest, Dax's chest.
Where were
Wow.
the bows?
Oh,
One-
the bow annoyed me.
There was one in Crypt behind the graveyard key.
Yeah, it was
I
a floating
I
item in
didn't have
graveyard.
the graveyard key either.
The other one was in Fortress.
Okay, so it was grifting like.
Yeah, the
It was on Malari.
the graveyard key was in
Cloud Tops.
Vale Falls, Cloud Tops. Yeah.
Cloud sounds.
Yeah, it
right.
was Cloud Tops top left digging.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We collectively, both of you had enough Castican stones. Zawza got one in the hiking chest.
I had so few Kinstone, I don't know how I did it. I got my Veil Fall so late too.
I remember, what was the visible Veil Falls? I remember seeing it, thinking this will be useful as long as it's not Veil Falls, because I already had Veil Falls, and then I grabbed it and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh yeah, the one in Goldfish Caves.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
one.
Zawza picked that up early.
So Elayne, you got yours off of Crannel Beanstalk, I think, and the other one was
Something like that,
Goldfish
yeah.
Cave.
Yeah, I think you were like Zawza was doing Minish Loop at the time that you were up in Krenel, so that was another 2 items that you picked up from different locations that
Mhm.
did the same thing.
I got so mad at Deepwood. I was like, "What? There's nothing in here. What the heck?"
Yeah,
But
we
you
kind
did
of
not
forgot.
do Green Chew. That's one of those other things that could have turned it around was if Salsa didn't do Green Chew, like you skipped it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
yeah.
did Green
like,
Shoe.
Green
I
Chew is
did-
just over a minute long.
Yeah, but I
checked-
wanted to get the grip ring. I'm like, if gripping is on green shoe, I'm never going back.
Yeah, I looked at the elements before going into Deepwood, saw it was an element, and was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, I knew it was an element, but I didn't want to left grip ring.
I think it's only fair to do the green shoe if you check the elements and see that it's not an element, and you've also picked up the dungeon items in the dungeon, so it can't be a map or something.
Yeah, I had map and compass. Yeah, maybe not the best idea to do green shoe, but well, I did it, so.
I mean, if it was progress, then that would have been a big thing, right?
Yeah, if it was bow
was-
grip ring.
There were so
Not-
many items early, it wasn't really the kind of seed that you want to do
Yeah,
a gamble
so
on.
much was open. You're like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And
You
I
just rush
didn't
check
want to
density.
isolate checks too much, but like, okay, I'm gonna not do green shoe. And 2 hours later, it turns out that my grip ring is on green shoe.
Also, is it just me, or do seeds keep getting grip ring on syrup lately?
I think that's just you.
Is it?
I feel like that's the third time I've seen it.
Sarah didn't have a grip ring.
Derek
No.
had a heart container as a seed.
Oh, right. I'm
Yeah, I was
getting
like,
my
okay,
seeds
did I
mixed up
miss
then.
grip ring on Sarah?
I'm getting my seeds mixed up then. Maybe I'm thinking of this morning.
Oh yeah, no. What I did in order to warm up, I never do a seed before a race. What I do is, if in order to warm up, I typically just do like intro to. I do like the first 20 minutes of vanilla to warm up.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, no, I was like, I played a game and then I went out for lunch and walked the dog and stuff. But yeah, I was very nervous going into the race.
Well,
That
I
was
think
really
you both
fun
did
seed,
very
though.
well. Yeah.
It was a whole rule thing. I had no figurines for too long.
Very, very importantly, the Jabbernet location was on Malari.
Yeah, it was on Merari. I could have
Beautiful.
finished Deeproot's Chaos Flames in one go, and I would have got Jabbernet.
That would have been so funny.
But yeah,
I
it's,
remember
it's,
that section in the middle where we were getting like nothing every single, because I had gone to Castor Wilds and was like, please have a bow, please have a bow. I don't want to come back here. There was no bow. And then there was nothing for like 20 minutes. And every time I saw a bunch of arrows, I was just like growling at myself. Like,
Well, the bow for me only opened a few checks, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I was looking for grip ring.
that's rough.
And it was
Oh,
in
that's
Zelda
right.
Cave all along.
Also, that's right. Thanks for the progression on Dompe, Elayne.
You're welcome.
What was on Dante?
The cloud tops.
yeah, it was the 5th one you needed to go to Palace.
Yeah. I think that was my last one. Which, I was so sad Palace had like nothing.
Or at least the Ruby path.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like a reasonable option at the time for you, but yeah, it just didn't pan out.
I was like, I'll do Rupee Path, then leave. This is reasonably fast.
Because the worst thing is that I don't think I did any bad thing. Except maybe Green Shoe, but I committed to it, so...
I think the only quote-unquote bad thing I would say is I forgot about the shield. The visible shield. Until I was already up on Krenel again. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going back for that. I'll just...
I picked the shield, but I never used it, so...
I got a second shield somewhere else, which now I'm trying to remember where it was, but... Yeah.
I think it was also cloud tops.
Oh, that does make sense.
At that point, you didn't want it, but cloud tops did have a little bit of progression. Not really figurines. You're really looking for figurines at that point.
Yep. That was my other minor mistake. I was really annoyed with myself, was forgetting to do the 4th fusion. So I got up there, did the 5th fusion, and was like, why isn't it opening? Oh, that pinwheel isn't moving. But overall,
Yeah, I thought you
good
did
about it.
4 on your first trip, but you only did 3 and then had to do that last one, but...
This is going to be a fun VOD to watch.
Oh yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, the end was so frustrating to watch. But
Yeah,
well,
it was close.
yeah. First, I opened the race stream and I see Elayne in Palace. And I'm like, okay, wait, she's in Palace.
Yeah. Barthane could hear me. I was yelling at the cutscenes to go faster. I was like, come on, cutscenes, faster.
It was running around like yeah, no, you two were so diverged that but still getting the same things. It was very entertaining. We had
Yeah,
no
it's
idea.
Oh,
with
yeah,
how
definitely.
close we are. How close we are when I never got grip rings, so I never did a whole ton of locations.
Yeah.
You must have been very thorough otherwise then.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
by the end, I only had a few things left. I had, I had London Cave. I had droplets where I left Blue Chew, and I think that was it.
I think it was Blue
No,
Chew and Octo is all you were missing in
Yeah.
in droplets.
Alright, make sure to follow the runners. They were very entertaining for us, so make sure to follow them. Follow our commentators. They did a great job commentating this insane seed. And then, of course, shout out to the trackers, because they help us remember that they actually have stuff. Yeah, follow everybody.
Not wrong.
It was fun.
I'm gonna do a selfish plug here and say, come and watch my world record run tomorrow on my channel. I got glitchless world record earlier today, right before this commentary. This is selfish plug out the way.
I
No,
saw the notification and I was super sad. I was like, oh, I can't go look.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning. Yeah. Any last words about this seed?
That was tons of fun and my hands are shaking.
It was horribly fun.
Yeah, GG both of you. It was a
GGs.
solid display.
Don't forget to comment ban or not ban in the race
Oh.
room.
Yeah,
I don't know if I ban.
banning.
I don't think there's any bans going from the runners this
No.
time though.
Okay,
No, I
I
don't
ban
think so
now.
either, but just a reminder.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot more of the tournament races coming. We don't know how many is going to be on Restream, but any of them that are, you'll know
Okay,
about
no,
it.
I have a last question.
Oh?
Myth,
Yep.
now that you've seen me in action, do you think you can take me out next round?
Oh, right, yeah. Speaking of
Yeah,
which-
it's going to be
speaking
close between us three. It will be me, you, and Pika Pals in a three-way in the next
Alright.
round.
of which- and the next round
Sounds
it's
like
me.
a party.
And next round it's me against Elayne. So,
Yeah. I'm ready to get my butt kicked.
hey, that's my line.
Well, I just hope that the rest of the tourney, and especially the finals, are as worthy as this race of handing over my title to.
This was pretty good. But all right,
Great way to
let's
start.
see everyone next time.
See you all next time.
See ya.
Cheers.